Good morning, everybody. Welcome back for a post-narrated battle. This is going to be my first good battle in the Challenger 2 2F, which, as you can see, I'm not driving yet, but don't worry, we'll get to it, unfortunately, fairly quickly. So I briefly considered on this map, before I got almost pitted, but luckily not fully pitted out, I briefly considered the seaside charge to Charlie, like I did with Origin in the Italian shenanigans video there. But I figure with the VMF5 or VFM5, it just isn't fast enough to make it to Charlie like the Italian wheeled vehicles were, and with the Heat FS shooting through the trees, I don't think I would have been able to get clean shots through the bushes and do serious damage to Soviet tanks. So decided with the A side over here, it's a relatively easy cap to get, and I need to maximize the research I can get to get the first APFSCS rounds for the VFM5. So almost got pitted out again here, but managed to finally make it up to Alpha, and we did actually get enough of the cap to get some research. As you'll see, we get into the cap with about 1/3 of the cap gone, so not too bad. I was able to, I decided just stay behind this building safely and then move out and try and scout. And sure enough, as soon as this guy gets out of the way, actually spot an enemy tank, get a scout on him, drive up to try and get a shot at him. He sees us and shoots too, and then the recoil from shooting the gun sideways on the little light tank here was so powerful that it totally threw off me being able to see my shot fall. So I wasn't able to figure out a follow-up shot, and it didn't matter anyways because he got behind cover without anyone hitting him and damaging him for me to get a scouted target damaged score or anything. So I decided we'll see if we can spot the mass of enemy tanks around Charlie and avoid the target mass of friendly tanks around Alpha. And we'll go up here and scout, and no sooner do I arrive than an M1A1 gets taken out by a Leopard 2A6, which I couldn't tell where it came from. I just knew that I was on the same plane where he had just been destroyed, so I probably should relocate. So I did so. I'm waiting for my scouting to reload here, and then planning to move up to back to Bravo to help, but I'm waiting for my scout to fully refresh here before I make my move there. And spot an enemy tank down in the valley below here in a moment, and watch the scouting that happens. So there he is, and hit the scout on him, nothing. Doesn't scout him at all. Now my shot falling a little short, that's whatever, but like the scouting not getting him. Then he shoots here, blows his shot, and I have to move around this tree, and the VFM5 is just so disappointing. So disappointing, and just so annoying that it didn't actually scout him. Like, how does that not scout him? And then we arrive at the Challenger 2 2F, as stated in the title of the video. Those of you who had attention spans longer than 4 minutes, congratulations, you've made it to the title of the video now. However, I don't have the attention span to watch the Challenger 2 2F drive all the way from our spawn to the Bravo point, so I will spare you guys that, and we'll time travel a little bit here. Alright, and here we are. Moments for you, but an interminable time of sitting here staring at my driving Challenger 2F for me. So we arrived back at B. Can see an enemy, or a friendly rather, has just been taken out here. I get a really good shot into the guy who did it, and then decide I will hopefully take advantage of his repair time to flank around him and go up the other road to the side. Fastest possible way I can get anywhere in the Challenger 2 2F here, so luckily no further enemies coming along this way. So here we go, forward, charge, hit it, Nigel, floor it, buddy. So you can hear an engine up here as we're coming around the corner. Sure enough, there he is. Boom, nailed him. So I dipped into the capture point back there to make sure that there was still an enemy actually inside the point. Now this guy was just backing out of the point, so I thought maybe he was it. And then as I get into the point, nope, still somebody. Look down the way. Oh, there's an enemy marked. Slam on the brakes. Throw it into reverse, Nigel. And, okay, he gets taken out before I get a shot at him, but that's fine because now we're capturing. Surprisingly enough, we were able to retake the Bravo point from the enemy team somehow. So you'll notice that we stopped capturing, and there is an enemy inside Bravo somewhere. I can hear engines all over the place, but I can also see friendlies within Bravo, so I'm not exactly sure what's going on. And this little spot I picked right here turned out to be the best possible place I could have parked my Challenger 2-2F, which I didn't really think about at the time. It was just fairly good position, I thought. And as you can see here, this guy's comes around the corner ready to fight, but he had just fired. And I think he was reloading, and that probably saved me. And then we're back to capturing again. So I don't know if my teammates actually saw him and knew he was there, or where he exactly came from and got into the point, but either way, I was able to knock him out. And you can hear there is a friendly turbine engine near me, but I can also hear enemy engines fairly close by too. So for the moment, I just took care of clearing out these fences to make sure I had good visibility on enemy tanks driving around there, and then just sat back and waited for the next enemy counterattack. Alright, so you can hear an enemy driving up close, engine-wise. I had my engine off just to listen to him. I had just taken a shot at a thermal image I'd seen on the hill all the way across to Charlie. Didn't hit him through all the trees and stuff, so marked him on the map, and then had to restart the engine to make sure I had my tank turned around in time. So watch this guy. Somehow he just never looked over here, I guess. I assume he was in his gun scope and looking all the way down the way, but never even looked over here. And there's kill number 3 and my third enemy corpse stacked up in this murder alley I have set up here. You can hear another engine, obviously enemy, off to the front left there, so sit back, shut the engine off, and wait for him to come up. So at this point, it's just a matter of he knows I'm here, so I'm just sitting here. I'm letting the battery recharge so that by the time I actually see this guy and can shoot at him, I can also move if I need to in case he comes around behind me and I need to swirl and neutral steer the tank. I just kind of set myself up so that I could get the turret swung around a little faster if I did need to shut the engine off. And then just wait. I can still hear his engine off in the direction I'm looking. Though I know he hasn't moved around to the left yet, so just a waiting game now. I think at this point, I think he's maneuvering to get a good shot at me because he knows where I am, and sure enough, he came around that corner ready to shoot, but luckily my counter shot knocked him out. So things were quiet for a good long while. After that, a teammate in an IPM-1 did come up to join me, and we did get RD'd because the enemy obviously knew where I was at this point, having knocked out 4 of them from the same position. And I confess I got a little bit annoyed with the IPM-1 because he trapped me in this alley with no obvious way to get out and not a lot of maneuver room in here, especially for something like an unmodified Challenger 2-2F. But it ended up working out okay, and I forgave him, obviously, you know, basically. But all I was worried about was at this point, one G91R3 or G91R4 comes along and puts a missile right in between us. We're both dead. And an enemy tank comes in and takes Bravo, we're never taking it back, and we're actually going to lose this, despite where the tickets are. That was my thought. It obviously doesn't end up happening, but that was my concern. And you can hear enemy tanks coming, so it was a valid concern at this point. Because I thought for sure, here it comes, you know, coordinated attack with airstrike, and we're done. But doesn't play out that way, but that was where I was a little annoyed with him. So I hear the enemy engine coming up, drive up, and managed to take out his engine. I could tell it was a leopard, but I couldn't tell in the shadows what kind of leopard. Also, since I couldn't see him through the dead gun barrel, but somehow I could shoot through the dead gun barrel, I'm not sure what is up with the hitboxes on the dead tanks. Besides that, you can hear, obviously, another enemy tank coming up. I just missed a shot to take out his barrel. And then, luckily, I had the tank graveyard there because he had to push through it, and I was able to knock him out. And then get back into position, get another reload in, and finish off our last enemy here. One more reload later. Turns out he was a Leopard 1, which I guess is why he wasn't trying to shoot at me through all the dead tanks and stuff. So there we go. Kills number 5 and 6. And all 6 enemy tank bodies within about 100 yards of my tank right here. In my little hot gates here, basically. My one Spartan Challenger 2 and the extra Greek in the IPM-1 who came up there to help me at the end. Except I didn't get murdered by the German-Persian nation of tanks here. I actually knocked them all out. And that was it. That was where it ended. Luckily, we held on here. Didn't think this battle was going to go that well when the enemy first took Bravo, but there were only a couple of them there, and those of us that reacted and counterattacked at Bravo managed to knock them out and held on. So all that score, except for the 1 death and the 1 assist and 1 capture, was with the Challenger 2 2F at the Bravo point. So not too bad at all. So thank you all very much for watching. We'll let the rest of the score screen play out here. And hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. We'll see you in the next one. Take care, everybody, and good luck out there with your British tanks, because you're probably going to need it.